And hello to all of my soulmates. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. How are we doing, soulmates? This is a wonderful time to be alive. I don't know about you guys, but I woke up this morning in a different vibe today. I woke up feeling so in love with life. Hey, April. Because the world is evolving, soulmates. And so are we. Even if you don't even know it yet, you have evolved. We all are evolving because every day that this world changes, we change. And as of today, November 19th, this marks the start of something extraordinary because Pluto is entering or has entered Aquarius. So what that means is that for the next 2 decades, this planet of deep transformation is going to guide us into some uncharted territory, but it's going to challenge us, soulmates, to awaken, to redefine ourselves, and embrace profound shifts within us and around us. So for the next 20 years until around 2043, 2044, Pluto is going to be making some very powerful shifts. And we probably are already feeling it. Everything that has led up to this moment beforehand is it always happens for us, soulmates. It's right on time. So earlier events in the month, earlier events in the year, anything that has happened in our lives has all led us to this moment of transformation. Prior to this, however, Pluto was in Capricorn. And so what that brought us during that time was a world defined by control, hierarchy, and very rigid structures, right? Because we have this era and this society in which we have this top-down authority where systems that we live in, they often felt very oppressive, outdated. The time in which we prioritize power and profit over tradition and people and creativity and connection. This time now is going to transform all of that. That story is going to change, soulmates. No longer will we be misaligned with the values of humanity as a whole. Hey, soulmates. No, Isaiah, you are right on time. And for my other soulmates, oh my God, I don't know what this is on my Instagram. I don't know what I did, but I just happened to see myself. Okay, there we are. For anybody on my IG live, welcome. So I'm live on Instagram as well as Inside Timer Soulmates. Hey, Nat, how you doing, beautiful? Hi, is it Tanya? So nice for you guys to be here. Thank you for joining me. So as I was saying, prior to the shift that we are in today, the old ways, due to, again, Pluto being in Capricorn, was all about the imbalances. But now that we are in Aquarius, the energy is shifting because Aquarius is here to disrupt any stagnation. So we get a chance to finally reimagine what's possible. We get a chance to celebrate all the ideas, start transforming, and start to create more collective strength. It's the call now, soulmates, to challenge the status quo. It's time for us to reimagine what is truly possible and start to build something entirely new. And this is not just about societal systems. It's about the stories that we've been living in for years, within our own lives, within ourselves. The masculine and feminine energies, meaning the action-driven and the intuitive, they both play a part in our lives, internally, externally. And for far too long, soulmates, we have been living in this very toxic masculine structure where, again, there was an overemphasis on control and on competition and on dominance. But Aquarius is asking us to lean into balance. So how do we honor this strength that we are creating, that we are cultivating? And how do we start welcoming back more of this love and this connection It's asking us to be able to balance all of these energies inside of us first. So how do we start to create from our intuition while leading with action? Hey, Solomon, it's good to see you, King. Tanya, got it. Thank you. And again, hello to my soulmates on Instagram. And for anybody that is joining now on Inside Timer, just wrapping up the conclusion of Pluto and Capricorn. And today we get a chance to embrace this energy of Pluto and Aquarius. This is such a transformational period. And it's not just on a personal level. It's going to be reflected in our relationships and our connections. And you may have already noticed this, soulmates. Have you noticed how people around you, they are mirrors of us. They reflect to us the parts of ourselves that need healing and the patterns that we are so ready to release and the growth that we're called to finally embrace. So now is this time, soulmates. It's time to start reflecting. It's time for us to start looking in the mirror. See the parts of us that we have been avoiding. It's time to heal it, soulmates. It's time to open up our hearts. Let's be ready to let go and release and grow. We are called to embrace all of the unlovable parts of ourselves. The messy, good, bad, and the ugly. There's no need of hiding and no need of being afraid. By welcoming these reflections with open hearts, we get a chance to pave a way towards this greater self-awareness and, most importantly, emotional maturity. This is how we are getting ready to pave the way for more authentic living, soulmates. So the power dynamics, they are going to rise to surface, because when things start to rise up to surface, that means it's time for this to boil over. It's time for this to change. It's time to shake things up. It's asking us now, soulmates, to start engaging in more courageous conversations. It's time to step into your power, queens and kings. It's time to embrace your voice, your strength, and start to say the things that need to be said, and start having conversations where listening and vulnerability and honesty, those are going to be our most powerful tools. It's an invitation to deepen our understanding of ourselves and others. Foster a culture of love, respect, and equanimity. And absolutely, soulmates, healing will also be our companion on this journey. Because one thing about Pluto, it absolutely has a way of unearthing the wounds, those old stories. Because the thing about old stories is, if you don't address them, embrace them, and confront them, you still hold on to them. You still carry them. So any of the old stories, any of the fears that we've clung to, Pluto's letting you know, soulmates, it's time to let it go. And it's time to do so with purpose. So during this very pivotal time, we're given the chance to finally transform any pain into purpose, to step into the future with more renewed courage, respect, power. This is all about connecting to the deeper truths of who we really are, letting go of the roles, the relationships, the structures, the titles, all of the external things that no longer serve us. It's about challenging what we thought was giving us power and success, and realize that true power lies within. Pluto is here to remind us that true power is not found in titles, external validation, or control. It's found within. When you turn in, when you close your eyes and listen to your heart and your soul, that's where your power lies, soulmates. It's in our ability to sit with every part of ourselves. Yes, we're going to have to go into the shadows, into the mess. But there's light and the magnificent absolutely most magnificent thing that you can do and say is, this is me. This is the kind of authenticity that's not just healing, but it's transformative, soulmates. This is the foundation. Today is the foundation for a future that is not defined by fear, but courage and connection. Time to declutter, mail. Absolutely. Inside and out. So as we get ready to step into this very transformative chapter, I want to invite you, soulmates, to start to reflect on what in your life feels outdated or out of alignment. Where are you ready to start rebuilding? What dreams or what goals have you been placing on hold? And what would that look like if you finally start to prioritize them again? Because Pluto is here to ask us the questions, the very hard questions, because it knows that once we actually get honest with ourselves, we know what's possible. We know the light at the end of this tunnel. And then because it is an Aquarius, for those that are not very familiar, you may as well call me Astrology Bae, because I've been living by the astrology forecast more than I look at the weather forecast. Because now that we are in Aquarius, and for those that are familiar, Aquarius is known as a very visionary sign, the disruptor, yet it's a connector. So together, the energies with Pluto and with Aquarius, it's inviting us now to all be able to redefine, reimagine, and rebuild our lives from the ground up, soulmates. However you just decide for that to look like, whatever your soul is desiring, now is the time. Pluto, the planet of transformation, it doesn't just ask us to change, though. It insists on us changing. You don't have a choice, soulmates. You're already doing it. Even if you're not consciously aware of it, you absolutely are changing. You are not the same person that you were at the beginning of this year. You're not the same person that you were at the beginning of the summer. You're not even the same person that you were last month. Not even yesterday. Because we're all going through an evolution. That's what this energy is about, baby. For the past 2 decades, as Pluto has been moving through Capricorn, again, we were faced with some very powerful questions about power, authority, and structure. Because there was too much focus and emphasis on hierarchy and power and control and top-down systems. But now that we're here in this new shift, the energy is about to change. Because see, Aquarius is about progress. It's about innovation, collective power, because we all have power, soulmates. It's about creating systems that serve everyone, not just a few at the top. This energy right now, this energy is inviting us to think beyond ourselves, prioritize humanity, all of us as a whole, the entire collective, and finally embrace the connections that truly unite us. Soulmates, can I just pause for a minute? Because those that have been on my lives, you guys know I've been talking about this transformative period for so long. And I understand that things are not exactly how we hope that they will look today in this world, but that does not mean that we don't still have work to do, soulmates. We still got work to do. Life is not over. So it's time for us to start creating more connection. Bring more unity. This is basically the universe's little cosmic nudge, rather cosmic push towards a spiritual awakening, soulmates. It is time to awaken. It doesn't even have to be spiritual. It's just time to awaken inside. It's time to start listening to who you truly are within. It's calling us to step into more clarity, let go of any of those old paradigms because they don't serve us. Now, there will absolutely be resistance because change is not easy. So there will be parts of us, there will be lots of us that will still continue to cling on to the past, but the energy of Aquarius is too strong to hold us back. You deserve more than that, soulmates. You shouldn't even be held back. Don't even allow yourself to stay stuck in the past. Embrace this energy. Embrace this time that we're living in. It's time to awaken, to build something better, and to move forward with purpose, with passion. So I'm going to take a break and check in. Hey, Jill. Oh, we are going to get deep. That was just the intro, soulmates. And it's going to continue to get deep because that's what the time is calling for. So what is this going to look like? I'll start with the fact that on a collective level, it's calling for us now to start to challenge and question some of the things that we were taught, what we were conditioned to believe in, and to start to push back and start to question those things and say, is that really true and accurate for who I am today? Pluto is asking us to release something. Oftentimes, what it's asking us to release is what we thought gave us power, a relationship or a belief or whatever we thought that was essentially us. But none of that matters. Again, that's not what really defines us. And on a collective level, we are going to see this shift. I know it may not be clear today. Oh, but believe you me, soulmates, we will see it. Because the human mind and heart, they're now more capable than ever of becoming clearer, more aligned, and more awakened. There will be some people, some forces, some things that will try to pull us backward. Certain groups, certain systems, even some old outdated structures. There's a lot of things, a lot of chaos, a lot of distraction, soulmates, that is going to try to lower our vibrations. But that's why it's so extremely important to know who you are on the inside and to turn back that clock and say, you cannot take me out of my alignment. Again, soulmates, we are all in this together. There's an awakening happening and you are a part of this. So we're going to continue on this journey of transformation and building a future rooted in clarity, truth, resilience, authenticity. So if you're unsure on where to start, just close your eyes and listen. Listen to the voice within. The voice that knows the truth, that knows the real you, that knows that what's right and what's wrong and what's really ready to be released. Because only you know, soulmates. Because that's where your power lies. It's in the quiet moments of self-reflection and the courage to sit with your own truth. And in that stillness is where the clarity will emerge. So start by asking yourself, soulmates, what relationships, habits, systems reflect the older version of who you are that you have already outgrown? How can you start using your voice, taking different actions, and how can your connections start to honor this new version of you? What if you want to strip away all the expectations from others? Who would you truly be? Where did you need to extend forgiveness, either to yourself or to others, to truly move forward, to begin this wonderful transformation? It is so time to shed the old. It's Scorpio season, soulmates. It's a new beginning. I've been telling you guys, this is what this season is about. Transformations. It's about deaths and rebirths. Because when we end the old version of ourselves, the new, more powerful version of us is born. So we are here for it. I don't know about you, soulmates, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful. It's a wonderful time to be alive because we get a chance to start to do the thing that needs to be done in this world. Imagine the parts of yourself that are ready to be released. The things that have been weighing you down and have been keeping you small, or the relationships that have been weighing you down or keeping you small. We are in an era, soulmates, of where connection fuels transformation. This season that we're in, Pluto and Aquarius, connections are going to be extremely powerful and potent and critical to this human evolution. So as you guys are starting to step into this awakening, I want you to remember that your growth is just larger than just you. This is big. This is on a collective level, because all of us together, we're redefining what it means to thrive, not just as individuals, but as a unified humanity. Stay grounded and centered, and those around you who get the wake-up call will get the support that they need. You're absolutely correct, April. 1,000%. Just like the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The people around you heavily influence your mindset, your habits, and even your overall success. Remember, soulmates, iron sharpens iron. So think about the company that you keep. Who is your tribe? This shift right now, it is asking us to consider our connections, and not just in terms of loyalty, but in terms of alignment. Because at the heart of all of these relationships lies the emotional intelligence to be able to understand, navigate, and actually honor the feelings of others as well as yourself. Because there's a lot of disconnect in communication and relationships and interpersonal connections because we lack emotional intelligence. We can't even identify our own emotions, yet alone see when someone else is being powerless or challenged by their own emotions. So when you have 2 people that are not emotionally intelligent in a situation, how do you navigate this, soulmates? Now is the time to better understand how to embrace your vulnerability so that you can elevate your emotional intelligence to be able to see yourself, to free yourself. The only way we are going to get ahead of suicide is by creating more connection. The only way we can stop feeling like we are alone is to create more connection. And the only way we can do that is being honest with ourselves. The most important relationship, the one with us. Having emotional intelligence is going to be key during this time, soulmates. The shift is asking us to consider these connections. Are the people in your life actually helping you grow? Or are they just tethering you to an old version of yourself? How many of us are in an expired relationship, soulmates? Or an expired friendship? Which connections align with the person that you are becoming? Or who you want to be? How are you showing up in your relationships? Are you actually communicating in a way that invites honesty and connection? Or are you just trying to communicate just to get your point across? Are we arguing for understanding? Are we arguing just to be right? Because I'm not here to argue about what's right or what's wrong. I'm arguing about what can I do to serve you, and how can you serve me, and how can we come together collectively? Now, that may not work for everyone, but for those that are awake, those that are aware, absolutely. Because what you're going to start to see during this shift is relationships are going to change. They won't look the same. We will start to create connections with people for different reasons and different things. Not the typical materialistic external things. We're here for genuine, honest, authentic connections. Connections that help us grow and evolve. To be better than what we used to be. To challenge us to be better. In a loving way, of course. Hey, Britt, it's good to see you. Long time no see. Hey, Cecilia. And to all of my, let me salute the soulmates on my IG Live. Thank you guys for joining. I see Mikey Tucker. I think I see T. Calloway. and some other ones. Hey, Jamie, thank you guys for joining. Appreciate you, soulmate. So let me take a swig of water because this is a powerful time. So as I was saying, going back to what this period is calling for in terms of our relationships, because Pluto right now, being in Aquarius, is going to start to create this energy where we're going to start to nurture our relationships in a different way. We're going to want to start to deepen these connections through clarity and trust. And the only way we can get to that point is by having honest, genuine, open, courageous conversations, setting boundaries where needed, and being able to lean into the kind of vulnerability that's going to build true intimacy. I just want to pause right here for a second because I want us to actually truly sit here and think about the relationships that we are in. And I don't mean just romantic or platonic. It can be professional relationships, any relationship, familiar relationships. And I want to ask you, soulmates, are these relationships mirrors of you? Are they reflecting parts of you that still need to be healed or parts of you that need attention? How are your emotional connections helping you, or are they hindering you? Are they helping you grow on a personal level? Or are we just getting comfortable going through the motions because this person feels safe and it's nothing wrong with it? But this energy now that we're in is calling us to start to evolve, to grow, because we can grow together if the connection is solid. And if we're willing to, we can grow and evolve in this connection, but we have to be honest and open about it. So what kind of relationships do you want to build moving forward? In addition, this time is also going to challenge us to rethink how we relate to the collective. Because community is not about just proximity, but it's about shared visions and shared value. How are you showing kindness and compassion to yourself, soulmates? Always start with self. Because the more you pour into yourself, the more it gravitates and radiates into your communities, into your connections, into the collective. Are you actually taking time to listen to yourself, soulmates? How often do you actually sit and be still? How many of us sit still and just not do anything except listen to our heart and just disconnect? The deeper you can connect with yourself, the stronger and more fulfilling your connections will be. This is the moment now, soulmates, to embrace this. I want to pause and read the comments. Honestly, this year has made me realize how I've accepted bare minimum in connections for the sake of having a connection. Thank you, Hardish. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. And you know what, Hardish? That was the old system that we lived in. That is how it used to be. So you're not alone in that. A lot of us were like that. But now, here we are in this new day. We get a chance to not only focus on our connections and getting rid of these toxic power dynamics and struggles and structures, but you know what else this very transformational energy is going to create? It's going to start to create a shift in the professional landscape. Technology is going to continue to evolve and advance. We already see what technology is doing now. It's only going to continue to evolve and grow. So right now, this time is absolutely calling for all of us to stand up into our divine, feminine, masculine power and start to see that no more of that top-down approach. Them systems are done. We are here to disrupt, to reimagine and create something worth celebrating and living in. It's time for change. I've been ready for this change. We get a chance to embrace this now with open hearts. We get a chance to create and pave the way towards greater self-awareness, emotional maturity. Are you ready, soulmates? This is our invitation to deeply understand, foster a different type of world. And most importantly, we get a chance to heal. We get a chance to heal the things that need to be healed, because Pluto is going to bring them wounds up, which is why it's so important now to have these communication, these connections, because our relationships, they're going to reflect to us the parts of us that we need to heal. And it may get messy and it may get difficult. But if you're courageous enough to go through this, it's a beautiful thing to be able to survive it and go through the healing journey, because you can't heal what you can't feel. And in order to be able to do that, it's time for us to feel these things. We can't pretend to not know who we really are on the inside. You can't escape yourself, soulmates. I tried. It does not work. So now let's embrace this. I'm here today to help you guys with this process, because we're here to start creating more connection, more deeper truths. And we're letting go of all of the things that we thought were supposed to validate us. It's time. It is so time for a new beginning. How would your life look if you decided that you wanted to do something different? If you decided that today, I don't want to be in this position, or maybe my relationship is not the best for me, or maybe I need to change something about the relationship. I pronounced okay, wonderful. Any questions, soulmates? Any comments? I want to make sure I am respecting everybody's comments, questions, and concerns. If I miss anything, let me know. But I'm going to continue to dive in, because I really want us to start to think about what your life looks like now. Because as I said, Pluto is going to be here in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So we got 20 years to actually make a difference on a deeper level, God willing, because tomorrow's not promised. But as long as we're here, we get the opportunity to finally do something different, something that needs to be reborn. The world has changed, and I know we may not like the way that the world looks. So what can you do then to create a world that you like to look at, that you like to live in? Because that's what this energy is telling us about. We all have power. There's no top-down power, because power is going to be equal. We all have power within our lives, within our homes, within our careers, within our families, within our circles. The minute we wake up in the morning, we have the power to choose the type of life we're going to live, the decisions we're going to make, the people we get to interact with, the people we choose to allow in our space. Again, all the power we need is within us. That's what society has gotten us so confused on. It's not about the money. It's not about your title. We've seen a lot of powerful people coming down because the world doesn't want that anymore. Everything about this has changed. We have been seeing it. It's been slowly happening for the last 4 or 5 years. We saw what happened 4 years ago during the pandemic. Well, guess what, soulmates? Here we are in Aquarius. Some new beginnings, some new transformations, some different things will start to occur. Most likely on a technological perspective, because again, Aquarius energy is a lot about innovation. So we will start to see technology just take off more than it already has. So I want to stop and pause and ask you, soulmates, for a question, or ask you a question about where you are in your life right now. And if you had the choice to transform anything about it, what would you change? So Jamie says it's amazing as the entire age of Aquarius is all about breaking down the current societal structures. And I was just, soulmates, and in all honesty, prior to this live, I was just talking to my soon-to-be 17-year-old son, because out of the blue, he wanted to have a conversation with me because he's changing. His whole mindset has just shifted. And for the first time, I felt like a proud mommy because he opened up to me and connected with me in a way that I've always wanted. Grateful that he feels safe enough speaking with me like that. But that's exactly what it is. And I told my son, I said, your generation, you guys got it right, because you all connect to each other on a different level than the way your dad and I connected with people, because we were into labels and everybody had to have Jordans, and he doesn't care about that. They don't care about that. They don't care about their friends' sexual preferences or any of that. They care about who their friends are on the inside and the way that they make them feel, and holding space for each other and supporting each other. I know we like to call them soft, but if that's what soft is, then guess what, soulmates? We are in a soft era, because that's what this is about. It's about deeper connections, more emotional intelligence, no more of that toxic masculine, hold it in, be seen, not heard, do as I say structure. Those days are done. What in your life needs to be shaken up, soulmates? What are you ready to let go of to create more space for? Where in your life are you being called to step into your power? Aquarius is calling us to start to change all of this on a deeper level. On a professional landscape, corporate America will be changing as well, because it's time. For the soulmates that have been listening to me, you know I made the leap back in April from corporate when I realized that my values no longer align with the corporate structure, because I started connecting with my heart and I started to see these employees are not being appreciated and valued. You're treating them like robots, and it's not fair. We need to do more. We can't keep treating people as if they're not whole, mind, body, and soul, and they're not here to just serve us and make money. So we're going to also start to see a shift in the corporate dynamics and in the corporate structure, which we need to. In addition, the entire concept of work is evolving. A lot of us are getting that call. A lot of us are starting to feel the shakeup, the shift of wanting to perhaps change positions, change careers. Maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you're tired of the hierarchy and the control. Maybe you're tired of all the rigid structures. It's time for us to start creating work environments where connection matters, not just superficial interactions, not just water cooler talk, but actual genuine collaborations rooted in respect and shared values. We're going to start to see the shift of workplaces where they prioritize your well-being, inclusivity, and your personal growth. It's time now to encourage safe spaces for employees to share their unique ideas without fear of judgment. It's time to start fostering corporate cultures that foster innovation and deeper connections amongst colleagues. No more of the toxic, do as I tell you because I have this title, because I have this role, because I have these letters behind my name, because I make this salary. Because everybody in the organization make a difference. It does not matter what your title is. It's the value. It's who you are on the inside. I can't tell you how many years working in HR I've kept seeing this disconnect, and how many conversations I have had to navigate between rational human adults simply because they could not connect with their emotions. They lacked emotional intelligence and could not communicate effectively with their colleagues or with their leaders, and vice versa. I've seen so many leaders who struggle with navigating people. The number one issue I would hear in corporate for managers is they don't know how to handle people. They can't handle the people skills because they lack the emotional intelligence and they don't know how to create the connection. That's what this time is calling for, soulmates. So I ask you, soulmates, and I want to invite you, even if you're not in a leadership role within your organization, what can you start to do to create more of this connection? And if you're in a work environment that does not foster that type of dynamic, then I want to invite you to ask yourself, why are you still there? And is that a reflection of who you are today? Have you outgrown the position that you're in, soulmates? Is the job that you're in a reflection of you or who you plan on being a year from now? Transactional leadership. Yes, exactly, April. No more. We're done with transactional anything. I'm so glad you said that. There's a lot of transactional leaders. There's a lot of transactional relationships. Again, we're done with the superficial. Transactional doesn't work anymore in this new world that we're living in. We need something deeper. We're here for real connection. How is this relationship serving you? How is this job serving you? How is this friendship serving you? It's okay to set boundaries. And absolutely, you can set boundaries even at work. I know it's not something that they promote, but as an HR professional, I'm here to let you know, soulmates, you absolutely have the right to set a boundary with your higher ups. I know that they think they have power because they feel like they can do that because they think they have power and control over your safety and your well-being because they give you a check. But that does not allow anybody to have power and control over you. Can I talk about that for a minute? How the power dynamic with money is really outdated. No longer can you use your power to influence me or your money to influence me because it's not where the power is. All my power is within me. Because you can have all the money in the world and you still can't shake my faith and my spirit. I believe what you are saying about the change in paradigms in the next generation. But it really feels like elections the world over have mostly begun power and reward into the toxic masculinity and decisive tactics. Jenny, that's a great question. And that's exactly what I mean. I know a lot of people were really on edge after the election. And all I could say is you have the power today, Jenny. You can make that choice right here, right now. You can start to create a different world where the toxic masculinity and the divisive tactics are no more. You can start by changing the story around that. How would that look for you in your life, Jenny? How can you start to change that right now in your life today? Because it starts with us just making small steps in our real day-to-day lives for it to start to show up in the world. Remember, the more we do this, soulmates, because the more of us will be doing it, the more the vibration elevates on the conscious level. Everything has energy. Everything that we do is affecting us on a collective level. Why do you think things have been so chaotic lately, soulmates? The collective energy around the election and politics has been intense in this here Scorpio season, just in time as we get ready to move into Sag season. And now that Pluto's in Aquarius, we had the opportunity to see the things that we needed to see, that needed to come up, that needed to be released. So then now we are in this era, this day and age, this time here and now in today's world, we get to change them stories. I told my ex to never, ever try to control this while pointing to myself. Nobody deserves to be controlled. No, we don't. Nobody deserves to be controlled. Not when we all have a heart and a soul that the Most High has given us. We all come into this world the same and we all leave this world the same. So what makes you think that you have more power over me? And that's what we are here to challenge. Again, this is what this time is going to call for. We see power dynamics in our everyday relationships. That's exactly how it's going to start. You're going to start to see that nobody has power over you. Not your mother, brother, sister, husband, wife, cousin, uncle. Nobody has power over you anymore in soulmates. Never. They never did. It took me a long time to understand that, but I get it now. And here I am teaching it to you because I want us to all embrace this powerful transformation and this new beginning that we are in. I told you, this is an exciting time to be alive. At least it is. And I'm saying this to say, you don't even have to do anything big. It can start small. It doesn't even have to be huge steps, because every small step you take is only going to get you that much more closer. We are in an interim phase. It's patriarchy's last gaps. I love that, April. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely correct, though. And it's more about a collective conscious. Because see, here's what's going to happen, soulmates. We're about to see more balance, meaning more masculine and feminine energy. So the divine feminine queens, we're going to have to step up into our divine masculine. We're going to have to tap into that energy of doing and being so that we can start to counterbalance the toxic masculinity that has been running the society, the collective, and the energies for way too long. Remember, I said the power dynamics, everything is equal now. We are going to start to see more of us working together, man and woman. We all are going to be at the table. Don't let the election fool you, soulmates. We still got work to do. We still can do this. Again, because my person I answer to is the Most High. That's who my president is. So that's why I have to do what I have to do now as the divine feminine, by teaching you all that it's time to bring back more love, more compassion, more checking in with our intuition, listening to our own bodies, minds, and souls, not what society has told us or what somebody else's voice is telling us, but our own voice. We get a chance to listen to ourselves. And how we connect to one another is absolutely going to drastically influence that. We don't need to hold on to anything or any relationships that are not nurturing us. We want to create more deeper connections. We want to bring more balance, more unity. I've been saying it all year, soulmates. I have. And I kept saying, I want this world where we can all be equal. We can all start to have conversations about the things that don't want to be said, the things that we want to hide, the things that we suffer with in silence. It's time to be open and honest about it. The more open and honest we can be about the things that we are suffering with, the better we can alleviate mental illness, suicide, and emotional distress. Don't you get it? There's power in connection. There's power in communication. Talk actually saves lives. Being emotionally intelligent enough to see yourself and to see the parts of yourself that need to be healed, it's a powerful beginning. That's the first step that we can take, is to deepen our own level of self-awareness and ask ourselves the tough questions so we can do the thing that we need to do, because we all have a purpose to be here. You do know your soul signed up for this, right, soulmates? You're not here by accident. For everybody, for all 108 of my meditators sitting in my live, plus the people on Instagram, you guys are here for a reason. Your souls brought you here for a reason in this moment, in this period right now, so that you can see it's time for you to let go. It's time for you to heal and evolve and grow so that you can step into this collective conscious energy that we're in now. We are vibing high, soulmates. This is about higher vibrations. This is about love and respect for humanity. We're going to start to see more people creating grassroots organizations, supporting more community initiatives and efforts. because we're starting to see that we are all in this together. We are one, soulmates. We're never alone. The number one thing that a person that is struggling in silence says is, I am alone. When I had my suicide attempt, I thought I was alone. I felt alone. The best way to counteract feeling alone is connection. And I'm going to make sure, soulmates, that we stay so connected with ourselves and with each other. That's what this energy is calling for. It's time to be consciously aware of how we're relating to each other. How do we relate to the collective? How do you relate to yourself? I love this, Gwen. I love you. I love you for being here. So I want to pause for a second, check in on soulmates. Any questions? By the way, for anybody that is live, you are on my Insight Timer. You are more than welcome to donate. I always forget to mention that. Any donations that you give obviously go towards me and the collective, because everything I do is going right back into the collective. And again, the law of attraction, in order to receive, you give. It's an energy exchange. So thank you, soulmates. Hey, Monica, how are you doing, beautiful? And for my soulmates on IG Live, you are more than welcome to donate too. You can actually hit the link tree in my Instagram and you can find my info. So going back to what I was saying, we're starting to learn now that we are redefining what success looks like. This chapter is going to really start to look different in terms of careers, work. If you are like me, soulmates, you got the same speech that we all did. You got to go to college, get a degree to get a good job. Go to college, get a degree, go to college. We all got the college dream speech. And here we are. Now, I'm not saying that we didn't need that, because at that time we did. But now things are different. The generation, like my son, who'll be 17, they are innovative. They are creating things. They're doing so much now with technology, video, editing, graphics. And they're learning this in real time, on the go. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see shifts in people actually going to get higher education. I think that's going to look different. No longer are we going to continue to indebt ourselves to the government because we're trying to make a way of living for ourselves. We're going to start to create our own lanes, our own businesses, our own means of living. We're being invited to imagine a different world. One where all of us can connect, work together, use our creativity, and allow collaboration to take center stage. So you're going to see more collaborative efforts. You're going to see a lot more of us teaming together for the common good for all of humanity. So for my soulmates that are in the corporate grind, and I'm not knocking you, but I want to ask you, as this energy is inviting us to, what if success isn't about climbing the ladder, but about building bridges? What would that look like? We're redefining what success is. It's focused on a collective growth and purpose, meaningful work, not just going to the gig just to get the check. I don't want to just be here so I don't get fined. I want to be here because I know why I'm here. I'm passionate about being here. I know that what I'm doing is going to make a difference. And I'm not just here counting hours trying to get a check. That day of living, that day of being soulmates, it's old, it's outdated, and rightfully so. I was dissatisfied with that way of living. I tried to just focus on the money, honey, but that didn't fulfill me because my soul knew I needed to do more. I wanted to do more. I am more. Because for decades, while Pluto was in Capricorn again, the structure, the corporate structure. There are people in these leadership roles who feel because they have this title that they're better than you, yet you probably got more experience and more knowledge than they do in the role. And then they make you feel as if you're smaller than them. No more of that. That's not what this energy is about. Not in Aquarius, not while Pluto is here. And Pluto is going to be loud, and all of those toxic corporate dynamics, it's going to get very loud. And the more that the corporate structure refuses and resists the change, is the higher the turnover rate is going to be, because there will be more people jumping ship, ditching the 9 to 5, creating their own. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what your soul is calling you to do, soulmates, then take the leap. The universe has got you. It's all about transforming the way things used to be to a better way. We're going to start creating more connection, even at work. None of the incivility. No more of the workplace bullying. They're going to have to prioritize your mental well-being. They're going to have to take care of the whole employee, not just some PTO days and sick days here and there. No, we need you to encourage employees to take time off because they deserve it and they need it. And we're not going to violate their time off by calling them and emailing them on their vacations or on their off days, because they deserve that peace of mind. I see you, soulmates. I know you're afraid. I know you're tired. I know you don't want to do what it is that you're doing. And I know you want to say with something different to your boss or to your colleague, but you got to do what you got to do. And I know, soulmates, and I get it. But what if you can still do what you got to do and still be able to speak your truth with conviction, with love, and without being seen as being insubordinate? We're going to learn how to find ways to communicate effectively, and everybody can walk away and agree to disagree. And we don't have to have resentment or anger or feel like we have to get back at somebody or be tit for tat. Because when you have a deeper connection with humanity and people, you see them for who they are on the inside. When your emotional intelligence evolves, and when you are so emotionally intelligent and capable of understanding your own emotions, you will start to see when you're having these interactions with people, when their emotions are starting to get the best of them, and you'll be able to recognize they're not okay right now. What can I do to help them feel safe in this moment? How can I serve and support you? And if all else fails, just walk away and say, I'm here if you need me. No more are we talking about each other behind our backs, stabbing each other in the back. Those days are done, soulmates. It's time to work together. We all can eat. It's enough out here for all of us. Don't let them think that it's not. Genuine connections are rooted in respect and shared values. That's what this period is calling us for. But do you even know what your values are, soulmates? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what are your personal values? What do you live by? Because the minute you can define your values and who you are on the inside, that's going to shape your external world. You're going to start to hold yourself accountable to your values of integrity, respect, loyalty, patience, forgiveness, understanding, compassion. That's when you start to own your power, when you know who you are inside and out, so that if anything or anyone violates your values and who you are and what you stand for and what you believe in, then you can politely set a boundary with love because you deserve it. And the most loving thing you can do is hold the mirror up to someone else and say, this is what you're reflecting to me, but I'm no longer in that space. So I would encourage you to speak up about whatever it is that you're holding on to that needs to be healed, because I'm here to serve you and hold space for you. And that's all we got to do, soulmates. We don't have to fix anything for anybody because we are our own medicine As I had said before, we got all the answers within us. We just got to know the questions to ask. I'm pausing again. Any comments, soulmates? I didn't see anything, so I guess y'all really listening. That's not a bad thing. I'm just used to the interactions in the chat, but nonetheless, I'm so here for it. And again, thank you, soulmates. I know it's been a while since I've been here. And let me just say again, thank you to everybody who celebrated with me on my birthday on October 28th, because it's still Scorpio season. I'm getting ready to wind down, but I want to thank you guys again for so much love and support that you showed me. I didn't get a chance to get back on here because that was the last time I went live, but I'm grateful that you guys allowed me to celebrate with you all. And I'm even more grateful that you guys are here today to celebrate this time that we're in. So Jamie says the hardest part of this journey in time is facing our own shadow self. It's so worth it, Jamie. That's absolutely what this time is calling for, because Pluto is all about transforming any of them shadows, everything that's been in the shadow, everything that's been in the dark. Pluto is going to bring it out of you, baby. It is. Even right now, a lot of us are experiencing transformations, things that we are experiencing that may not be working out in our greatest good today. What looks like may not be working out for you today actually is working for you. It just doesn't look like the way you thought it would. And I'm saying that because I myself have experienced it, but I know it's happening exactly how it's supposed to, because all of the shadowy parts and all of the things that we do need to heal, like you said, Jamie, it's worth it. It absolutely is worth it. And Pluto is here to help you identify it. And Aquarius is here to help you embrace it, to feel it and to heal it. And to transform that energy into something more positive, more healthy, more loving. Something more deeply rooted in connection. We all have our own power. Again, we get to dictate how we feel internally and the energy that we are going to show up in when we walk out of the door, when we wake up in the morning. But because the energy on the collective level has been very intense, it's getting ready to shift now. So again, I know I woke up today feeling totally different. I felt very magnetic, excited. I felt peaceful because I went through something recently and I came to a place of forgiveness. And just like that, I shifted. My energy felt better. And all of a sudden, this loving feeling came back. And I knew I did the thing that needed to be done. When you can forgive and move forward, I'm not saying forget, soulmates, but when you can learn to forgive easier, and when you can learn to love unconditionally with no strings attached, and when you learn how to surrender and allow love to love you, that's when you know you have evolved. That's when you know you have elevated your consciousness, because no longer are you bothered by the things that used to bother you. So when your partner is doing the thing that they always do, because you can't change anyone except you, you'll learn to say, it doesn't even bother me anymore, because I can choose to accept you for who you are, and I can be different, or I can stay here and allow this to bother me and drain my energy. We don't have time for low vibes no more, soulmates. This is the time to change that. This is the time for you to take control of that. So if your connections aren't vibing with you, and if you are not a reflection of your partner and vice versa, then I want to invite you to ask yourself, who are you? Who is your partner? How do you communicate? What type of connection do you have? Do they help you evolve on an internal and external level? Do they help you see yourself? Do they hold you accountable when they can see that you may not be doing the right things? Or when you are in pain and they can see you from the inside out and say, I have patience for you because I know that you're hurting, but whenever you're ready, I'm here to support you. Do you have managers that do that? Probably not, because that's not even the type of environment that corporate even supports. The corporate dynamic is you do wrong, you get punished, you get out, you're fired. We have to go away with that, because I believe that any mistakes are opportunities for learning and growing. What if we could take that approach with our employees instead of just writing them up, putting them on PIPs, terminating them? What if we can find out what their passions and what their strengths really are and identify where they are best fit? What if we actually try to cultivate our people for who they really are and accept them for who they are and see them for who they really are? And if you're in an organization that doesn't, then guess what? This energy, Pluto and Aquarius, it's going to challenge you to break free from the conventional 9-to-5, soulmates. You are encouraged to start that side hustle or that passion project, or step out and be an entrepreneur, solopreneur like I did. We don't have to fit into the predefined molds. You get to create the opportunity for you. Most importantly, you get to transform the way you show up inside and out. Pain and hardships, especially pain and hardships, B. Absolutely. Forgiveness is alignment, Paul. The most loving thing we can do is forgive somebody that has harmed us. If today is my last day here, I don't want to waste any time holding grudges, being upset, in a low vibration, when I can be spending this time doing the thing that I love with the people that I love. Doesn't that feel better than being angry and resentful and holding on to something that you know you want to release? So if there's something that you've been needing to say to somebody close to you, I encourage you, soulmates, have the conversation. And if you're not able to, then I want to invite you to figure out why. What is stopping you? Dig within yourself and find your power to be able to do and confront that individual. Step outside of your comfort zone and watch how you feel once you do and say that thing and have that conversation. You're going to start to see more of the communication start to shift from transactional to transformational. All of the conversations that we're going to start to have, at least for me, it's going to encourage more trust, more empathy, more understanding. And I think you know that about me, soulmates. For my soulmates that have been rocking with me since, I think it's officially been a year now since I've been on Insight Timer. Since I found this wonderful app. I found it last year during my first transformation. True Scorpio. One thing about me, I've gone through so many transformations, but grateful because this last one I went through last year brought me to Insight Timer, brought me to this, me today. Never did I imagine that I would be doing this today when I found this app last year. That's how I know that I was on time, because I had already started doing these shifts. And then I understood that everything was happening for us. And I understood that the planets, the cosmos, affect the energy here on Earth, because nobody really talks about it. Astrology is still taboo, but astrology is life. It's actually science. It's energy. It's spirituality. And for my religious folks, you can call it that, because God created everything, or whomever you believe in. It's all connected to something greater than us. So it's nothing that we can do except embrace it. We can resist it, or we can just accept it and go with the flow. Matter of fact, let's work with it. Let's embrace it. Because when I started to understand what was happening around me, soulmates, I already started sharing it with you guys. What do you think we were going through all of those releases during the eclipses, during all those full moons? By the way, we just had a full moon on Friday in Taurus, and things started getting clear for me, soulmates. That grounded energy started kicking in, and suddenly I started to see and feel things differently, and it made so much sense. It took me a while because there was some chaos in between that time because I was going through this period in the season of Scorpio. I was going through my transformation. I was going through my shadow parts, like you said, Jamie. And a lot of us probably were going through some shadowy things, some difficulties, some struggles, some dynamics that we were uncomfortable with. But it was happening for us. And when I finally saw why I had to get here, I said, thank you. What's next? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to hold your hand, soulmates, as we go through this journey together. What would it look like if you can create your future today? How would you paint the picture? How would you write that story? This time next year, what would your life look like? Because as I stated, Pluto is here for 20 years. So this energy is only going to continue to grow and evolve and continue. So how can you make the choice today to decide to go ahead and start to just embrace this energy, this loving time, by the way? And how are you going to start to reclaim your power back? Because absolutely you do have power. Regardless of what anyone has said, regardless of what anyone has taught us, the most important conversation and the most important relationship and the most important job is the one with us first. Outside of all the noise, all of the distractions, because there's a lot of distraction. They want you to be distracted. Well, I'm here to let you know, soulmates, don't get distracted anymore. Connect with yourself. Resist the unnecessary chaos, because what's going to happen is you're going to feel more chaos, because on a soul level, your soul is ready for this. But on the ego level, your brain is going to tell you we're not ready for this. So you're going to have to prepare yourself eternally. Teach your heart how to speak to your mind so that you can do this shift inside and out. Again, it's not going to be easy, but it's so worth it. And most importantly, you get the chance to do it with me. I'm here to support you. I had to do this alone, but I figured it out the hard way. As you guys know, I'm a survivor of a lot of things. But most importantly, I survived the darkest night of my soul. How many of us have experienced dark nights of the soul lately? We probably had a lot of those dark night of the soul moments recently, where you are going through a shift, where you are feeling like something is not right. You are ready to make a change, except you don't know which way to go. That's what the dark night of the soul can feel like. It can be emotional or it cannot be emotional. But when your soul is saying that it's time to make a change and you don't listen, that's when the chaos, internal chaos, that's where it starts. I know, because that was for a very long time where I struggled. Only thing I can hear was the negative thoughts, the old stories, the limiting beliefs about myself. That's the only thing I could hear. And it kept me in a low vibration, soulmates. But when I started listening to my heart and started understanding and seeing who I really was and who I really am, because I've always been a loving person, but the world made me be different because I had to be different, because the world was going to try to eat me up, right? It was going to eat you up, chew you up, spit you out because you're too nice, you too soft. No such thing, soulmates. Because empathy, empaths, we're strong, we're powerful. To be able to be emotionally intelligent and be able to connect with people on a deeper level, and to be able to pick up on people's nonverbal energy and communication, that's a powerful tool to have. However, it can be a dangerous tool if you don't know how to navigate it properly. Meaning, for those that suffer in silence and struggle with mental health or mental illness or mental health struggles or emotional struggles, like most of us do, it can get us in trouble because when we're picking up on other people's energy and when we're not communicating and freeing ourselves and speaking up and saying the thing that needs to be said and setting the boundaries that need to be set and saying no when we need to say no, it gets us in chaos and it's going to hurt us the most. So for all of my corporate soulmates, when you're at work and you're feeling that chaos and you're feeling disgruntled and you're sitting there just going through the motions and you're sitting in that meeting, not speaking up, knowing that you don't agree with the decision that the team is making, but you just don't care because you have become so jaded and you have become so checked out of life that you don't even understand your value and your worth in that moment. You deserve more than that. But it's up to you to make the choice and for you to decide. Betty, you have to ask yourself, why are you not motivated? I get that. Sometimes you do go through periods where you are not motivated. And I know for me, whenever I would lose the motivation at work, it's because I outgrew the job and I was no longer satisfied. It wasn't fulfilling me. So I want to invite you, Betty, if you're feeling like you can't get motivated and stick to your work schedule, ask yourself, are you in the right position? Maybe your heart is telling you you're not aligned to where you are. And find out where you truly belong. And don't rush. Just sit in the question. You don't have to rush for the answers. The answers will find you. Once you sit in it and once you get still and once you close your eyes and listen to your heart, you'll get it. It'll come to you. Laura says, I'm totally isolated and estranged from my family of origin because I spoke up. They all just label me as crazy. Thank you, Laura, for sharing that. And thank you for all my other soulmates that just joined, all the other meditators. I know how that feels, Miss Laura. I thought I was crazy for a long time, too. They labeled me as bipolar queen. There's nothing bipolar about me. I'm just going through the human experience, allowing my emotions to flow. And because I have mastered emotional intelligence, I can understand my emotions better. And I know why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. And I know what to do to release the feelings. So for your family to say that you're crazy, Laura, it just means that they don't understand you. And sometimes family can be like that. They come from different generation, a different time. And that's what I mean, soulmates. It's a different world. It's a different world from 10 years ago. We are not the same. Nothing will be the same. So for anybody that's 50 and older, it's definitely different for you guys. And I know it's been a huge adjustment because I'm 41 and I'm already like, wow, I feel like I'm behind technologically. And it's only going to advance. And I don't want to be the old lady that can't figure out how to work her cell phone. But I feel like I'm heading that way because everything is evolving. Things are just growing and changing so much. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that compliment. Betty says, I'm busy helping others, but I have to start doing for myself. As the feminine energies, we are used to doing for others, putting us last. This energy is calling for you to stop. Maybe that is something that you need to let go of. I don't want to label it, but I know for me, I was a notorious people pleaser. So I absolutely put everything and everybody before me. And because I was raised with respect, I was always told to respect my elders. So I never spoke up for myself, even as an adult, when my elders would overstep their boundaries with me. And when I would feel disrespected, I never would say anything until I started saying things. And they may not like it, but it's the best thing that you can do for you because you deserve it. You deserve to put you first. And if they truly love you, they will support you and respect your wishes. Yes, Betty, grandkids. I'm not there yet, though, Betty. My baby only 17. Please don't give me grandbabies yet. I'm not there yet. I'm too young to be a grandma. But grandkids definitely help. I used to be the one that would help my aunts with technology. Now I need the help. It is hilarious. It is. It is so true. And I'm sorry, I want to go back to Instagram. I want to see if I missed anything. Jamie was saying that, yes, there will be setbacks, as no journey is straight line. Don't look at it as a failure, though. It's not. There are many layers to healing the journey. Thank you. Yes. There are so many layers. And that's what I've been speaking about for a while now, is that once you start to peel back the layers, and once you start to see and recognize the emotional wounds that you have been holding on to, soulmates, we all have emotional wounds. We all have baggage. But when you can start to recognize it and you can start to see it and heal it, then that's when you are going to start to transform. That's when your awareness starts to grow, your emotional intelligence, your empathy, your compassion. And then that's when you continue to grow and evolve. Again, I told you, I just went through this transformation yet again. Because once you do it, it just continues. And you get to see various parts of yourself that still need to be healed. And the energy that we're in now is going to absolutely call you out on it because it wants you to heal it. Don't you want to be healed, soulmates? Let it go. Why? Why hold on to it? Why hold on to the fear, the old stories, the anger, the resentment, them outdated relationship dynamics, them old stories, the old way of living, of thinking? If you're in a relationship and you're not happy in it, nobody is telling you to stay. And if you don't speak up and express yourself to your partner, then they won't know. And if you have done it and they still have not given you what you need, soulmate, why are you still there? Who are you when you look in the mirror? Who do you see when you wake up in the morning? Who are you waking up next to? Is there a stranger in your house? Remember, we are the company that we keep. Your vibe, your tribe absolutely attracts the vibe. Those that gravitate together, those that are on this level of higher vibration. I can't tell you how many wonderful people I've met in this year alone, really within the last 7 months, not even a full year, just because I've shown up differently. And most of them have been through Insight Timer, but even outside of that, just in different spaces, because I'm creating different connections with different people because I'm in a different vibration than where I was at before. I'm doing different work. And that's what this time is calling us to all do. We have different connections now. In fact, the connections that we're cultivating now are only going to continue to shift and grow, either out of the way altogether, or they're going to evolve into something else. And I've told you, soulmates, on Insight Time, I tell you all the time how I've been able to create a very happy, healthy, respectful, loving relationship with my husband. And I know for most, that's unusual because typically it's like, well, when you're divorced, that's it. It can be ugly. It can get negative, but it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that way because you get to choose how to forgive and how to heal. Once you can do that, your relationship dynamics will change. Then I think my internet is messing up. Soulmates, can you guys hear me? It's freezing up on my end. I don't know if it's working for you all on Insight Timer, but I'm going to talk to my family on Instagram. Jamie says, if you think about it, being born is the start to our trauma. Isn't it? It is. From the very beginning. 1 minute you're comfy and warm in your mother's womb, hearing her voice, and next you're in a cold room, right, in a cold world, sitting here trying to figure out who you are, understanding that these people are the most important people in your life. And the only thing you know how to do is just love, to give love and to receive love. And then as we get older, something happens and love looks different. Then we were taught that love comes with conditions. And if you love me, you would do this. And this is how love is supposed to look. And this is how love is supposed to feel, right? We were taught that love will make you do wrong, will make you do right. Love hurts, but it doesn't have to. Not true unconditional love, not the love that we were born with from the time we were brought into this world. None of that costs anything. It's time to get back to that space, and the time is now. I'm going to take a swig, and I do believe my internet is really messing up. So let me see if you guys can still hear me. Let me refresh it. I don't know if it's Inside Timer or if it's me. I'm going to say it's Inside Timer because my internet seems to be fine. So yes. Yeah, I could talk about it all day too, JB. I absolutely can, but I'm glad that you joined because it's so much. And I'm going to continue to talk about it because it's time. And only way that the collective conscious is going to evolve is if we talk about it. And because I'm the queen of talk and I don't mind being honest, being authentic, because the more I can share, the more I can help others because we need it. This world needs it. Our future needs it. Our now, present need it. But especially the future, because they're going to continue to be this way. And for me, being at the age that I'm at now, sorry, I hope I'm not hitting the mic. I realize how important it is that I leave a different type of legacy for my son. Because honestly, my family didn't. They didn't really leave much of a legacy, much of anything. But for me, it's important. It's extremely important that I do that in a different way, though. I don't mean we're just leaving money in an insurance policy. No, I mean we're creating something that the generations now and moving forward will be able to build upon. Because we're still here. As long as we're still alive, soulmates, we get a chance to do something. We don't have to continue to live in the way that we was raised. I know for me, I've been questioning a lot of the things that I thought were true, but they're not true this day and age anymore. Because again, life has changed. The world has changed. And we've seen it. We've been seeing it. But are we ready to embrace it? And this energy that we're in now is asking us to embrace it because it's time to embrace it. It's time to push back, and it's time to see that we don't have to continue to be that way. How can I create a better future for me and the people that matter the most to me? Everything that we do leaves an impression for others coming after us. I'm sorry, I was just trying to get back on Inside Timer. Let's see if I can do this again. Hopefully they're still there. I don't know if it's going to work. I wonder if Inside Timer kicked me out on purpose. That's because I'm a revolutionary. They told me I'm talking too much. Well, listen up, okay? The revolution will be televised. This is a love revolution that I'm creating, soulmates, because the time is now. Do you hear me? No more toxic dynamics and relationships and power and corporate structures. No more pretending to be something that we really aren't just to please the status quo. We don't even have to live like that anymore, especially not now. What would it look like if you was to reclaim your own power back? If you can change the toxic hierarchy, if you can show them that us working together is better than us working from the top down, bottom up. What if we could do that instead? I'm back on Inside Timer. Soulmates, so sorry about that. Blame it on the technology. And I saw somebody said Mercury shadow. See, here's the thing, because it is in its shadow. Mercury hadn't even went retrograde yet, but it's been showing out and it's on its way. I love your sense of humor. Thank you, Soulmates, for still hanging in there with me. But technical difficulties happen. Nonetheless, I thought it was Inside Timer actually kicking me off. I thought I was creating too much ruckus, but glad you guys are back. What did I miss in the comments? Alan says waking up alone these days. Alan, is that a bad thing that you're waking up alone? Maybe it's time for you to wake up alone so that you can figure out what it is that you really want to wake up next to. Who do you want to wake up with? Sometimes it's okay to be alone. You have to allow yourself a long time to figure out who you really are, especially when you're ending a relationship, because you're not the same person that you were in that relationship. So now you get a chance to figure out what it was that you learned about yourself in that relationship and what you are not going to bring into the next relationship and what you want to change about yourself in your next relationship. But most importantly, what it is that you truly deserve. We have to know who we are on the eternal level, what our values are, what our beliefs are in, what our strengths are. If we can't understand who we are, how can we find somebody to match that vibration? How can we find a partner that's going to mirror who we are if we don't even know ourselves? If we look in the mirror, we can't even see who we are. Oh, Jahan said, what is Mercury shadow? So Mercury is this pre-shadow stage, meaning it's going to go retrograde on the 25th, November 25th until December 15th. So technology will be a little wacky. Flights might be delayed. Communication may be a little messy, a little difficult. Again, energy from the cosmos. Nothing that we can't handle because Mercury has been going retrograde. I think it's done it, 4 or 5 times already? But this is the last time it'll do it for this year. So it's nothing we can't handle. In fact, everything that we have been experiencing in our lifetime has all been a result of the energy from the cosmos. We just weren't consciously aware of it. So I'm here to teach you again, Astrology Bag. I get a chance to help you soulmates understand that all of this is happening for us. We go through these seasons and these periods for a reason. We have the zodiac signs for a reason because they all represent different energies. And all these energies show up in our lives in one way or the other. For me, it has been all of them this year. Not all at once, but all of the areas of my life have been affected just in this year alone. Grateful for the journey. Powerful time. Jamie said, well-behaved women seldom make history. Listen, as I heard recently, all good leaders have to pay the consequence. That's why my job ended, because I had to finally speak my truth and say the thing that needed to be said. Going back to Instagram, Jamie says, yep, I talk about this going to my 13-year-old. Planting seeds and breaking generational trauma. Thank you, Jamie, for bringing that up. This time, again, going back to these emotional wounds that are going to continue to fester unless we address them, have a lot to do with generational trauma. A lot of the things that we are experiencing is because of generational trauma. And I had to see that, for me especially, because of my upbringing and where I come from and understanding about myself and why I suffered so much with mental and emotional distress. It started from, like you said, your childhood. What did I grow up in? Where did I come from? Who are the people that were around me? I love my family to death. Love them to death. But I know that my parents did the best that they could, although it wasn't the ideal environment. But everything happens for a reason. So now I get a chance to rewrite those stories. No more generational trauma. And I don't have to worry about the family I come from because I get to create the family that comes from me by being the example and being the leader and showing my family, I see you. I know you're in pain. I know you have a story that you're holding on to, and something inside of you that needs to be released that you are afraid of accepting or admitting. And I'm going to hold the space for you whenever you are ready to release it, because I love you so much. I love us, that I love you and I want to see you be better. And I want the relationship dynamics to be better. I want us to be closer so we can create deeper connections, because we're blood, right? No longer do we have to hold on to the trauma. No longer do we have to have toxic family relationships or fights or arguments. We can be family in love. We may not always get along, but we can have a conversation in love and disagree and walk away with our heads held high with nothing but love and respect for each other. That's the story I'm creating for my family. Pay attention to the root, not the fruit, Jill. I love it. Absolutely. So we get a chance to rewrite all of that. The conversation that I had, Soulmates, what I was saying earlier with my son, I think I was saying that when my insight timer started crashing. But the conversation I had with my son earlier was really, really deeply reflective, because it came out of nowhere. And he just wanted me to know that sometimes he's afraid of saying certain things to me because he's concerned that I might go into another mental health emergency and have another attempt. And I had to tell my baby, there's nothing that you can do that is going to drive your mother to want to unalive herself, because there's nothing that anybody else can do, because they didn't do anything before. I was my own worst enemy, and I was my own self that was suffering. So I have to let my child know that there's nothing that you can do that can ever harm your mother. So don't you ever hold anything back or hold anything in, because I am here for you. I don't care what it is that you do. I'm going to always love and support you. Even if you do the crime, you still got to do the time, but I'm going to love you. I'm going to love you always. But I was so grateful that he felt safe enough coming to talk to me about that. He's 16, getting ready to go on 17. I know at that age, I was not. Even though my mother wasn't alive, I wasn't talking to anybody, any adults in my life that way. I held everything in. This generation and the ones underneath, they got it. They get it. They get it. And here we are in this wonderful time with Pluto and Aquarius, where we all get to join in the same revolution, and just being honest and open, having a conversation, speaking up, speaking your truth, by being emotionally intelligent enough to know how to have the conversation, the difficult conversations, with courage and love and respect. Sure, emotions will get high, because emotions just are. They're not right. They're not wrong. Neither are your feelings. It's what you do as a result of the feelings and the emotions. And the people that often get affected the most are the people that are closest to us. So how do we change this narrative? How do we stop alienating each other? How do we start bringing more unity and love? That's what I was saying before Inside Timer crashed. I was saying that this time is calling for us to create different connections. And it doesn't look like what we thought it looked like. It's no longer husband and wife, man and woman. Things are different. You can have a deep connection with a colleague, with a professional partner, with a platonic friend. Me and my husband get along great. We have a totally healthy, loving, platonic relationship. I wish him the best in his new situation. I'm grateful that he's happy and healthy. And that's all I could ever want. Because when I chose to forgive myself for all the hurt and pain that I experienced or ever given during the time I was with him, once I was able to forgive me, forgive him, that's when the healing began. And that's when we were able to create a new type of connection where we can talk about our child and we can talk about things on a friendship level and walk away and still have nothing but love and support for each other. And I know that's unusual. Like I was saying, I know that's unusual for exes to still get along so well, because I get questioned all the time. How is it possible? Because when you are emotionally sound and intelligent and consciously aware, and most importantly, in a loving space, it's easy to get along with everyone, because why can't you? Because when your energy and vibe is nothing but love, and you only give off positive energy, you only get it back. And for those that can't accept it, they just step off. So it's nothing that you need to do, soulmates, but just be you. Bright, beautiful, loving, unapologetically just as you are. The real you. And not the ones that we were taught to be, or the ones that society told us we had to be, or what corporate conditioned us to be. It's who you are on the soul level, on the soul deep level. Going back to the comments. Oh, you're welcome, Johan. Absolutely. Going back to Instagram. Pause. I think I jumped on Facebook too, and I can't find it. See what I mean about technology? I don't know if anybody's on there, but this is exactly what I was talking about. So, are there any questions, soulmates, about this time? How has this been looking for you? I'm curious to know, soulmates. What is life looking like for you today? On this day in November 19th, in the year of 2024. We're getting ready to wrap this year up sooner than we expected. I don't know about you all, but this has been a really good time. This time has gone by very fast, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful to be alive to share this journey with you all and to experience this. It's a wonderful time. It absolutely is. Lots of energy today, Gwen. It is. It is. Because again, we are at the end. We're nearing the end of Scorpio season, getting ready to go into Sagittarius season, which is a fire sign. So the energy is different. So if there's things that we've been holding off, soulmates, now's the time to get to it. We don't have to wait until January 1. We can start today. If you're ready to make this transformation and you're ready to begin accepting the new version of you, you can start now. All you have to do is reach out to me. I'm actually starting a challenge in December, a 365-day year challenge to transform your life into this new version of you, this better version of you. Start to create deeper connections. Truly discover who you really are. It's a beautiful time. And you're not alone in this. And more people are going to continue to have these spiritual awakenings. And it will be spiritual in nature. Because a lot of us are also starting to question, again, the things that we were taught in terms of religion, politics, and the things that, again, we thought were what we were supposed to be doing. But it may not necessarily be the case. Even my son told me, he said, I hold in a lot of things because if my dad says something, I'm not going to say anything. I just hold it in. Or if you say something, I don't say anything. But I'm tired of doing it. And I said, I don't want you to do it anymore either, my love. I want you to be respectful and do what you have to do. But you don't have to hold anything in at all. Because you deserve more than that. We all do. But it's a different time. Now, when I was his age, that's not what I was taught. We were taught to be seen and not heard. And I will not allow my son to live in that conditioning, because that's why we are the way that we are and why the power dynamics have been the way that they have been in this country for so long. Because women, especially my divine feminine, we have been sitting here playing small, holding back, not holding our partners accountable, not holding our family accountable or our children accountable. Most importantly, we only hold ourselves accountable to making sure that we are really able to speak up and be who we truly are and say no. It's okay to say no, Queen, and not feel guilty. You can tell your children no. If you need some time, if you don't want to cook, Queen, don't cook. Who are you going to hurt if you say no? They'll figure it out. I mean, obviously, if you have little babies, you know what you got to do. But if you got children and people in the house that are more than capable, then Queen, allow yourself the time to relax. You don't have to do it all. Neither do you, King. Again, equanimity. This time is calling for equanimity. We are all equal. I don't care who brings in more money. I am you, you are me. We are one and the same, especially if we're partners. And it should be the same thing at work too. Absolutely it should be. Because you spend so much time at work, they're your family. No more walking on eggshells. I'm tired of this. I used to do it. It's not healthy, soulmates. You deserve better than that. You continue to hold on to this stuff. It's going to create this disease, this chaos, mentally, physically, emotionally, and you don't have to. I know it's not always easy to stand up for yourself. I get that. But you can do it in a conscious, healthy, loving way. Get your point across and still be respected by coming to an agreement. We're going to learn how to have conversations. I'm here to teach you how to have conversations in a loving way where you create an environment for the other individual to also engage. We're trying to create a container of safety for everyone, a culture where we all can be seen and heard. There's no reason why we have to continue to suffer in silence. So for my soulmates that are struggling with any depression, anxiety, any stress, whatever it is, let it go. Be honest about what it is that has got you stuck in that space. And if you don't know today, then close your eyes. Like I said, close your eyes and listen. Your heart knows, but you got to get out of your heart. You got to get out of your head and get into your heart. We have got to learn how to balance that. That's what I mean by the masculine and feminine energies. Because the masculine is all about the doing and the power and the control and the ego. It's my way or no way. What the divine feminine is saying, no, I want to listen to my heart. Let me feel the answer. Let me feel it. Let my body, mind, soul, all give me the answer. And not allow my brain to talk me out of it, not allow the fear to overcome me. Now, there's no way we're going to get rid of fear, but we can use fear as our fuel. The more fear I get about something, the more I know it's something I need to do. Because I get a chance to step outside of my comfort zone and do something that is going to terrify me, that I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I'm going to take the risk and say it and do it because I deserve it. Because my soul is calling for it. Jamie says being bold is exactly what gets me in trouble. Curiosity and suggestions often gets misinterpreted as conflict and disrespect. So that's interesting, Jamie. Maybe perhaps, and I would love to help you with that, but I would be curious to know how the conversation is approached or how it's being said. And also, too, you have to be conscious and aware that sometimes the other individual is just not in a space where they can receive your message as being constructive, and they may take it as you attacking them. That's why the emotional intelligence piece is going to be extremely important during this time, soulmates, because we have to be able to understand that when we're in these interactions and we're trying to create these safety containers, we got to be able to understand what the other individual is feeling and then encourage them to express it. Because oftentimes when your emotions are high, you can't hear anything except that emotion and the feeling that is given your brain. Even though it may not be true, your brain is going to tell you that, most likely because of a previous story or situation that you experienced that was similar to the one you're in now. That's what I mean by healing those emotional wounds. Because they'll show up. They'll continue to show up in different areas of your life until you address it and finally resolve it. You can't outrun yourself. I told you, you can't escape yourself, soulmates. Doing things in love, Gwen. Doing things with love. In love. And when I say with love, meaning you do it out of the kindness of your heart with nothing, with no expectations, not expecting anything in return. You're not doing it to control an individual. You're doing it because you see a human being with a heart and soul, just like you, and you want to do something to support them. That's what you do when you do things in love. No strings attached. It's unconditional. It's the thing we was all brought here with. The only thing we knew how to do was love and be loved when we were born. And that's the only thing you're going to be able to do when it's time for you to leave this earth, is wish you had more time to spend with the ones that you love. So make the best of it now. And if you're not with the ones that you truly love, find your tribe, soulmates. It's okay to maneuver and find the people that are for you, and wish the people that may not be on that vibe with you anymore, wish them well. Hold them up in space and love. And know that if anytime they need you, or if you need them, you can call on them. At least that's how it's been for me in my relationships. And for somebody like me, my relationships have been my ultimate test in this life. This time around, my soul signed up for all of the relationship lessons. All of my relationships have been reflections of me. They have been trying to hold a mirror to me. My husband was trying to get me to see it for years, but I was in such denial, and my lack of awareness and my emotional maturity wasn't there yet. But when I hit rock bottom and had to rebuild my life after suicide, I had no choice but to learn it. I don't want you to go through that long, tedious, drawn out process though, soulmate. So I'm here with you. I'm here to support you. So again, I am starting the challenge December. Click the link in my link tree if you're ready to get started, soulmates, because we got so much to do. We have so much love and joy, and we get a chance to create this life that we dream of. We get to create the success, the relationship, have the power. We're going to bring back that internal power within ourselves, because once you become empowered, you won't even second guess being able to speak up for yourself. You won't even second guess anymore whether or not you should speak your truth, or if you should let somebody know what it is that you need, because you know you deserve it. The most important thing you can do when you love yourself is let someone know when they have overstepped the boundary, or if you are suffering and struggling and you need help. We don't have to go. We don't have to suffer in silence. I didn't have to suffer in silence 5 years ago. If I could have just told the people that I love that I was suffering. But when you don't know better, you don't do better. But when you know, you know. Those that know, teach. Healed people, soulmates. And there's nothing more loving than being able to be healed and to see someone else that needs healing. It's nothing more powerful. That's what this energy is about, soulmates. And we get to be here for the next 20 years. We get a chance to create these powerful connections, these soulful connections with the people that are going to truly make a difference in our lives. The relationships and the connections we're building, they're going to put the mirror to us, and they're going to help you to see those emotional wounds. And if it's a solid connection like I want us to create, they're going to help you see yourself so that you can free yourself. They're not going to do the work for you, but they're going to hold you up in that space. And they're going to hold you accountable, rightfully so, because that's the most loving thing we can do. Jackie says, I'm trying to heal myself, and I just had a moment. So I'm like, I need to calm my ego mind, and I was led here. Jackie, I told you were here for a reason, Queen. None of this is by accident. You know this. We do know this, right, soulmates? To all 188 of my meditators, thank you. And thank you to those that have donated. And for anybody else that is moved by this, please feel free to donate. Again, it's an energy exchange. This is the time for giving and receiving more positive energy, because the universe is blessing us abundantly, soulmates. And especially once you do this work, once you finally heal those emotional wounds and finally see all of this beautiful world and love and connection and experiences that you have been missing out on because you have been afraid to face your shadows, you'll start to see and experience it too. Trust me, as somebody who didn't even want a life, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So grateful, soulmates. I know this conversation was on time because I knew a lot of you all were going through some chaos, and it's been a lot of uncertainty, a lot of shakeups, a lot of ups and downs. It's been a roller coaster ride this year, but I'm here to let you know, soulmates, it's happened for us. And whatever we thought we couldn't get through, we got through it because now it's brought us here. So guess what? This is your new beginning, soulmate. Now it's time to rebuild from the ground up. Whatever it is that was causing you the chaos, whatever it is that was causing you that rough day, you get a chance to recreate a new day tomorrow. What is your day going to look like for tomorrow and the day after? Thank you, Jackie. You're a warrior, queen. We all are warriors. We all warriors. We all fighters. We all survivors on the inside. We don't believe it until we have to prove it to ourselves. And a lot of you probably are starting to see that. You're probably going through some huge, uncomfortable shakeups in your life right now. I know I am. But I'm embracing it because it's making me more and more powerful. It's helping me embrace my divine feminine power. And it's helping me be more patient, more understanding, and more conscientious about working with the divine masculine to balance out this imbalance in the collective. Now more than ever, we need it, queens. So for all my queens, if you are ready, kings, if you are ready to, I'm here to serve. I'm here to help support you. You are trying to make a transformation. You think you're ready for a new beginning? Reach out. Let's just have a call and just let your inner child play. And let's just start to create this life. What was your life going to look like a year from now? Because you know it'll be here before you know it. We're almost in 2025. I feel like we just got started. So soulmates, why wait? Why wait? New beginnings now. And if you're like me, astrologically, the new year don't begin until March anyway. But that's neither here nor there. We got time, soulmates, to do it now while you are still breathing, while you're here in this life. Allow yourself the opportunity while you can. I backed out from going and hanging out with a friend because my ego mind. It's nothing to be mad about, Jackie. You needed to be at home. That was the reason why you were here. You were not supposed to hang out with your friends because you were supposed to be here receiving this message. Reflection is just the beginning. Reflection is the first step. When you can start to sit with yourself, that's when you start to gain that power back. When you can shut off all the noise, all the voices, silence, all of that chaos, because it's loud. It's a lot of disruption. It's a lot going on, a lot to distract us from ourselves. Once you can start to close it down, shut it down, just start small. You can just take 5 minutes a day and just sit in stillness. Just peace, be still. Don't even have to do anything. Just go for a walk. Just sit outside. I don't know where you're located at, but it's getting kind of chilly here in Chicago. I try to be out as much as I can when it's nice, but I do miss being outside all day. It brings me so much peace, being in nature. It's so beautiful. Such a powerful thing to be able to sit with yourself in oneness. Any other questions, soulmates? I have been on here for 2 hours, and I love being here, by the way. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Anybody on Instagram? Salute to all my people on Instagram. This is my first time doing a live simultaneously like this. This is not bad. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, but I'm grateful that you guys are here, and you guys are ready to do this work. I know my Inside Time and family is ready. because Inside Timer, we're all here for the same reasons. However, I want to talk to my family outside of Inside Timer. I'm talking about my IG family, my Facebook family, because you guys have been seeing me for months talk about these transformations, and I've been dropping these gems here and there, but it was all leading up to this moment here to let you know that the time has come where we're no longer playing small. We're no longer living by the toxic power dynamics or the toxic masculine structures. We are here to create more unity, more connection, more equanimity, more collective consciousness, more for the humanity, and none of the superficial stuff. We got to get deep, soulmates. This time is not messing around with us. I have to catch myself. I'm going to say something else. It's not time to play. Well, it is a time to play in a good way, but it's not time to play with who you really are on the inside. And here's the thing, soulmates, you're never too old and it's never too late to start again, to create a new beginning. I don't ever want to hear anybody else ever say, well, I'm 61 and I'm too old. Because when people transition, you never hear them say they were too young to die. So why are you too old to live? As long as you got the stamina, the energy, the mind and heart to do something different, do it, soulmates. Age ain't nothing but a number. Do you hear me? You are welcome, Jahan. I was planning on being here for 2 hours, but... Oh, Michelle, you're from Chicago? Okay, Queen, I see you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you. And thank you all as well on IG, IT. It's a lot going on. Any questions, comments before I wrap up? Soulmates, I thought I was going to do a meditation, but I think the love that I'm feeling right now, the more I connect with you, soulmates, I told you, the more I show up live and the more you allow me to share all of me with you, is the more I get replenished energetically. So I appreciate you, soulmates. And to all my kings, happy International Men's Day. I didn't even know that was a thing. Can we talk about that real quick before I leave? We're going to stop trying to, again, we're going to treat everybody equally. So if there's an International Men's Day, I want it to be a Women's Day, which I know we have, but I want us to start acknowledging it. And I want us to start acknowledging men's mental health just as much as we do women's mental health. It's time for everything to be the same. I'm sick of it. It's no more of they treat them different and they treat us that. No. We're people. We're individuals. We are people. We are individuals. And we all have different energies. And believe it or not, we all have masculine and feminine energies. And what I mean by that is you have compassion, love, intuition, nurturing. Those are the feminine energies. I'm not talking about the dominance, the control, the planning, the doing. That's the masculine. And we all have it. But now we get a chance to balance it out. Is it not time? Absolutely, it's been time. And I know we think that it's not going to change because of the current political climate. But the cosmos is saying, soulmates, it's time to change. So the way that the world used to be, the last time this person was the president, they can't be that way no more because the world won't even allow it. You know why, soulmates? Because we all going to do our work and we're going to make sure we're going to hold people accountable and we're going to make sure that they show up differently and that we do more for the collective and for all of humanity. It's the new beginning. It's the new beginning, soulmates. Thank you. Thank you, Jahan, and thank you so much for everyone that joined, that donated. I don't know when I'll be back on Inside Timer. I have to schedule it. The thing with Inside Timer is you have to schedule the lives of at least 48 hours in advance. And sometimes I just like to be spontaneous with it. So I don't know, soulmates, but if you're not following me on Inside Timer, please do so. And on Instagram, if you're not, you can find all my socials on my link tree. Please follow me so that you can know when I'll be going live soon, because I'll probably go live there a lot quicker than Inside Timer because I don't have to schedule it. So thank you guys again. Oh, Jackie, I will keep coming back. I must come back. I know I have to come back. This is why I was here. This is what God made me for. My soul signed up for this. So I appreciate you. You keep coming back because I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve us, soulmates. You're not alone. None of us are alone. We are more connected than ever. So if you are suffering in silence, don't suffer. Reach out, please. And you can reach out to me. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, soulmates. I love you guys. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Who do I have down here? Let me look at my spirit bubbles. Who do I see? Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Long time no see. Good to see you. Who is this? I see Vita. It's so nice to have you here. Vanessa, it's good to see you, gorgeous. I haven't seen you guys in so long. It's been a month. I guess that makes sense. Gwen, it was so nice to meet you. Felicia, it's so good to see you, gorgeous. I love the picture of your dog. It makes me think of my fur baby. Mel, thank you for joining. Joanne in New Zealand. Thank you, beautiful. What time is it in New Zealand? Wow. I got international soulmates. Miss Erica in Michigan. Thank you, beautiful. Who is this with this love? Miss Vicky, I love your photo. Yes. Love it. Thank you for joining. Miss Wright. Miss L. Wright. Thank you, Queen. Who is this? Miss Dakota, it is so good to see you, beautiful. Long time no see, soulmates. I'm so grateful to have you guys back here in this space. Kay out there in Hawaii, I see you. I see you all. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. I do see you, soulmates. Why do you think I'm here? Because just as much as I go through it, I know you're going through it. In fact, I go through it first so I can come here and teach it to you, soulmates. I get it now. I love us for real. I will see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your night, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy the rest of your day. Embrace this new time, this new energy. Know that everything is already done for us. And no matter which way you go, soulmates, you can't get it wrong. It's already written. You just got to make a decision, make a choice. You get to decide. Thank you for following. I'll see you guys next time. Night-night, soulmates. Night-night, y'all. I'll check with you all soon. Thank you guys for joining me as well. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I might go back. I might go live again on Instagram, maybe Thursday. Who knows? But I appreciate you guys for following and for joining my live. You all have a good night as well. I'll talk to you soon.